What up, guys? It's your boy Kevin Yee, the Refugee, aka Kevin Yee, the Farm D. I usually do it the other way. RefugeeHustle.com. What is up? Welcome to my Sunday stream. The Sunday stream is basically where I just get to connect with you guys, and let's get the mother start right now. So, when we let's see, earlier this morning I streamed, and it was actually pretty good. I've been experimenting with a lot of early morning streams. I don't know if I'm going to still do it on my YouTube channel. I'm still debating, just waiting for feedback and stuff. It doesn't look like a lot of people are doing it, and I don't want my stream to get or all my videos to get so I don't know, overload, you know? But anyways, I have Jenny today. Jenny Soul asks, LA when? I'm actually headed back to LA on the 14th, so it's pretty crazy. I only have about a little more than a week, which is good, man. I'm honestly really, I don't know, the last few times I've just been really anxious to go back and just have my old life back, you know, back to working out on a regular basis, back to eating in and out almost every day. There's a lot of things I just want to get back, you know. I think there's a lot of good things for me, just having that alone time again. So, you know, I think that'll be good. And plus I get to actually start shooting my product, so I can't wait. Cool, I hope everything goes smoothly. Yeah, I think it's honestly, it's kind of the next step of the recovery process, you know. Since I lost my dad, since I lost everything, it's about time where I should resume my old life, or this new life I'm going on. And just being back home is nice, don't get me wrong. There's parts or times where I love being back home. There's moments where my mom will cut me fruit. She does a lot of sweet things that really touches my heart, and I'm just man, I miss being back home. But then there's other times where it's just you know, I just got so frustrated, you know. And I don't know, Boston for me is a place of comfort, and I don't want to stay stagnant in my life. I need to move on, and part of it is just you know, I'm not going to be gone that long, maybe a month or two before my brother's graduation, but I will be back in Boston in 2 months. I might go to Thailand too during this time as well, but I need to launch my product first. Clorox Bleach says, congrats. Should I go to North Carolina so I can go to college with my girlfriend, or stay where I'm going to go to college for a way cheaper price? Well, honestly, I would do whatever makes you happy. There's no wrong decision. If you want to go to college with your girlfriend, that's great. And if you guys make it through the trials and tribulations, that's great too. But I think for me, I would probably, looking back at all my girlfriends and all my failed ass relationships and stuff, I would probably just go to school with what I want, whether it's a cheaper price or going to school with my girlfriend. Not all relationships last. Kind of sucks, but it's part of the process. And each time you break up, you get better and better with it. You know, you get better with dating. You I don't know. I feel like I get closer and closer to finding one each time I date. So, but yeah, and plus I think sometimes distance is good, you know. It really tests to see if you guys are meant to really be together, you know. So maybe she can come here. Yeah, could always be an option. But I know plenty of couples who, you know, they did their own thing. One of my friends is in medical school, and her boyfriend's in California, and they make it work out. So it's not impossible, man. Do you have a lot of stuff to take back with you? Not so much. The only things I have to really take back, the biggest things, are probably just this camera setup. But that fits in not carry on, a check-in, and that's it, really. I just need to make sure my camera equipment's safe, you know. Everything else, I just have a few books, not too many clothes, you know. Very little stuff, honestly. I don't really. I think when I go back to California too, I'm going to be donating a lot of stuff, getting rid of a lot of stuff, because I just don't need it, you know. A lot of my old GoPro stuff, I don't really need it, man. But literally, when I came, I was 50 pounds on the spot, and I probably have less items now than I did before. That's true. I don't think I'm going to marry her or anything. Well, a motorcycle. I laughed my ass off. I thought he was talking to me. Lake O'Kane says, "Yo, hey, by the way, I meant to message you this week. I saw your video on what is it titled? Sexual liberation. Just want to thank you last week for giving me the monies, baby. But dude, like honestly, for y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, Lake and Nova, I think they released it on Nova's channel, but they're talking about the whole like this documentary that they saw on Netflix about the whole hookup generation and stuff like that. And I didn't really watch the documentary, but I heard what you guys said, and I think you bring up a good point. I feel like a lot of like these days, like people just have sex for the actual physical pleasure and not really having a sort of like it's less intimate. And uh, I guess like I want to say more conservative, or I'm going on generalization right now, but like I want to say like a lot of older people think our fucking generation's like doomed or some shit like that, you know, and they're saying like yeah they're like sexually liberated, but I agree with you, like man, like I totally believe that that you know like I feel like that extra connection is even better than just hooking up and shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping, you know, but I don't think our generation is going to shit. No problems as like. Yeah, man. But anyways, let me show this. By the way, if you haven't checked out my article that I released Wednesday, see, this shit is legit. We actually do use like old jam containers and all this shit and we drink out of it. Hey, Asian people are resourceful, man. Man, and the rest of today, I got to chill out with my line dance crew. Did a bunch of line dance tricks and stuff. It was pretty fun, honestly. Just chilling with the homies again. I think line dancing and all that sort of stuff, like going back into my old routines, has been making me a lot happier and less grumpy. You know, like recently I've just been hella irritable. I don't know like why per se, but sometimes like in the morning my mom just like nags at me. I just get so pissed off. So um, I think line dancing is a good escape for me. It's a little more than the gym. Before, like jujitsu used to sort of do it for me. It used to tame me down, and all that sort of stuff. But you know, line dancing, I just get to chill with the homies and stuff. And we did a bunch of things in Alston, Brighton. If you're from Boston area, we did all nighters like grand opening in Boston just now. So it's cool, man. But sometimes I have to say, sometimes dealing with old Chinese people is the most annoying thing in the world, dude. Holy shit. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like a lot of them are just like on a power trip and then they want to order you do shit around. And for me, I know punk bitch, just like Rush Hour. So I tend to speak my mind. Like, I respect the older people, but I just feel like sometimes they're just so rude about certain shit. So I was about to go off at at the restaurant actually, when I was like told to do something and shit. I'd be like, "Fuck you, man." But that's just a random side. But it was just really cool, just chilling with everyone, you know. And I have to realize, I think these last few days, I've noticed that my patience it's not where it used to be. I used to be like a lot more patient, a lot more like I could deal with people's shit, but recently like I just feel like I'm on a short fuse all the time. I need jujitsu in my life, man. I need to fucking choke people and go on hikes and do Muay Thai and all that sort of shit. I miss it so much, you know? Lake has 50K. Oh, congrats with 50K, man. I think like when I did my interview with Nova, like she had 45 or 40, but awesome that you hit 50K. Great. I have 148 subs and I never made a vid. Make that 149, says Seton. Probably because of my name. Like seriously, I think oh yeah, and I talked a little bit about it last night or earlier this morning, but I was talking about like how like for me, I'm like looking at different channels. I just spend a lot of time like sort of researching not my competition, but other people's videos that aren't necessarily pharmacy, but that are growing rapidly. And I'm like, shit, man, like there's channels with less subscribers than me with more total view time, and I'm just like, damn, you know. But I think like sometimes it's always easier to compare yourself to the person with the big dick in the room. That's what I like to call it. But yeah, man, and I was actually talking to Jessica, like Jess, from like Joe's girlfriend and stuff, a lot about my plan going forward, and I think sometimes like for me, I just get so caught up with like comparing myself to other people, how it gets like overwhelming. I'm not sure if you ever had that feeling, like you have like this goal in the future, right? And it just feels like things aren't moving fast enough, and because of that you feel more anxiety to perform even better and better and better, and that's I think that's where a lot of my anxiety is going, because I'm not moving as fast as I want to, you know. But yeah, by the way, that's a nice shirt you're wearing. It's great to hear that you're feeling better. Thanks, Andrew. That V-neck, son. I want to get some G-Star jeans and shit and like all that sort of stuff. I heard Bart saying that they're hella comfortable, they're hella stretchy. So I want to try some stretchy ass, like expensive ass jeans, and match it with like these tees and shit. Clorox Bleach asks if I'm Chinese, like heritage. Are you Chinese? Yes, I am the 100% the Vietnamese. No, I'm 100% Chinese from what I know. Maybe I should do those 21andMe like tests, or like those ancestry.com ones. But yes, I am like full Chinese. My family is actually Taoisan, so we're like southern China and stuff. Yeah, so that is a little of my history. But I don't know where. So my family speaks Taoisan, but like I grew up kind of listening to Taoisan, so I understand a little bit. I'm not that fluent in like my native tongue. I guess my native tongue is English, but like I'm not that fluent with like Cantonese and Taoisan and stuff like that. So I try my best. Like when I'm in an area, like I just try to pick up as much. Like when I was in Hong Kong, I started getting better, but as I don't really use it in LA, like it's been declining. But since I'm back home, it's been on the up, man. The come up, son. Who may know Kevin? Uh, Dusties are like that too. It's suffocating. So, what has triggered the return to LA? Says Lake. So there's a few reasons. Like I said, I think it's partly that I get really annoyed at my mom. That's one driving factor. But I think more importantly, I'm not gonna lie. The other day, uh, I I just had a rough day. I just broke down in tears. It was like this crazy ass storm in Boston, and things were just like it was raining. It was gloomy outside, and I was just so depressed. And I think the weather out here really, I'm really affected by it, right? And man, I was just like, I just feel so overwhelmed with everything I want to do, and how like things aren't moving fast enough, and how I want to have a whole team and stuff. Like there's so many, I have so much like I want to do, right? And it's not coming quick enough to me. And I think part of it is sort of patience too, which I talked about earlier this morning. But just in short, I was just feeling very helpless. Like I felt like there was so much, like I felt so overwhelmed with all this pressure to perform and stuff, and I just took a mini break. Like I worked on my product, and then I took a break midday, and I went to a bookstore, which sucked ass because my favorite bookstore where I live, they basically shut down half of it. All the books are gone. I'm like, goddamn. But then after, I wasn't originally going to do it, but I went like on the way back home was where my dad's buried, and I don't know. I just felt this compelling like reason to just to go in and go visit him, and it was like literally it was gusting winds and raining and all that sort of shit. But I felt like for me, like I don't know, something was telling me just go in, and I literally went by his grave, and I started breaking down. I was just like, right now, I just, you know, right before you passed, Dad, you always told me to come to you if I need help, and I was just talking to my dad. I was just like, man, like never in my life have I ever felt so alone, on this journey. And as I was sitting there, uh, it got really wet, so then I went back into my car. But I was just sitting there and just chilling, and I was just like, you know, I need to go back to LA. This is like, I need to go back to LA because I need to continue my life. And uh, right now is not the time to be back home. Like there's still so many more people I want to meet. There's still so many things I have to do. And I just realized that like I don't know what I realized, but I suddenly felt like after crying everything out and just talking to my dad and stuff, I just felt like a huge weight was lifted, and it was just the right decision to go back. And yeah, I booked it maybe about 2 or 3 days ago, but it just felt right at that moment. And I felt like if I didn't book in that moment, then I was never going to do it because it's comfortable here. It's really comfortable at home. Like literally, my mom, like if I want if I want a steak, she'll be like, "Oh, you're my number one son. I cook for you." Like I could do that, but like I need to grow. I need to suffer, and it's just like it's just that it's just that being home sometimes when you're too comfortable, that's what scares me the most. You gotta worry about you gotta Clorox Bleach says you gotta worry about PewDiePie. Do you work on weekends being a pharmacist? I love all your streams. I love your stories. I would donate money, but I don't have a credit card. Yeah, don't sweat it, Clorox Bleach, man. Like honestly, uh, like even with YouTube, I barely get any money. I get like $30 a month through YouTube. It's really sad, actually. But like I don't do it for perhaps like the money, and I don't think you should go into YouTube strictly for the money as an independent creator. Um, you need something more that drives you, and for me, it's people. Um, which leads me to my next point. Like during the weekend, I was really thinking about what I want to do. Uh, call you Luke. Okay, I'll call you Luke Skywalker, Clorox Bleach. But Luke, anyways, I was thinking about refugee hustle and what it meant to me because I feel like when you go like onto my YouTube, what the fuck is it all about? I have Nova Patra like as one of like a main interview. Then I have a bunch of pharmacy videos, and then I have Mr. NoFap on my page, and then I have a bunch of vlogs. Like, what the fuck is it all about? And I really thought about it, and I looked at my website too, and I was just like, man, like it's all over the place. I need to focus on something, right? And what's a common theme? Because like for me, it's stuff that I genuinely want to put out like to the world. It's just I just feel like it would be really cool content, and just the world would benefit from it, even if it's not million subscribers or whatever, right? And then I was just like, oh shit, okay, let's go back to my OG like mission statement. I don't know, not I don't want to say mission statement, but like first product name or the dream that we had. Like I went to look at the refugee hustle, the first post that Joe actually put, and I thought about the story about my grandma as well, and um, what it meant to me was like, the refugee hustle, it has such a strong like branding because one, it's kind of like fobs. First of all, fobs do really funny things sometimes when they're like trying to make it on the come up. They do like I don't know, they do a lot of funny things sometimes, very unorthodox and all that sort of stuff. But also that self devotion, like that devotion to give more to their family, that dream, that how they'll do anything. They'll take a sweatshop job just to make ends meet, and then see them years later with the come up. Man, that's so inspiring. But and I was just like, what part of those stories like really hit and resonate with me with my current story right now? And I think like I think back to my grandma, and the first thing I think of is like rethinking shitty solutions. So for y'all that don't know the story of me and my grandma or my grandma coming to America, Um, she was in World War II. Like during World War II, Japan invaded China and people were getting killed and all this sort of shit. She had everything taken away from her. A lot of people died, and she was stuck with her two boys. But she had no money to go to America or anything like that. So she took the only skill that she knew and took rice. She grew that rice, and that was her come up. And with that rice, she not only ha- had enough money to go to America, but she also gave it to her community as well, which was very like inspiring to me because when she asked for food or anything like that, no one really gave it to her. There wasn't that much compassion, that much love. But she did it. She came to America, and I don't know, like I guess like for her, there wasn't too much support for her, you know. So what did she do? She thought creatively. She joined the Catholic Church, and they gave her a lot of resources. They gave her money. They fed her. They did all this sort of stuff for her, you know. And that comes with the hustle creatively part. She like she used she did so many things. She worked at a sweatshop, the sewing factories. Um, my grandfather, he served in the military, and yeah, he served in the military, and when he passed, he we got money for the government because he served for the country, and it was service related death, right? And then the last part, which is live free together, is like living on your own terms. Near the end of my grandma's life, she wanted help put me through school, and so that was a huge thing for me. She loved me to death, and she wanted to do that. She didn't want to live at a nursing home, you know, and so she didn't do that, at least at first until like she got hurt and all that sort of stuff. But living on your own terms, living free, and I think about the last part, and this part is the most impactful part, is doing it all together, because my grandma, yes, a lot of the hard work came from her, but nothing is ever 100% yours. And I think that was the most like impactful part, because I think she would help the community grow up together. Like other people would come in the area, and then she would just help them money or give. She was known as like giving all the children like ice cream money, and just really feeling people like they had purpose or love in their life. And that was my grandma. I'm so proud of her. So that's like the story of the refugee hustle from my point of view. I don't know Joe's side, but that for me, that's how I came up with like the new. I don't want to say the new branding, but something that I've been thinking about. Because I've been reading books like Start with Why. What kind of contribution do I want to give? What kind of actions do I want to take and stuff. So that was like the ethos of like refugee hustle, and everything like just made sense. Everything like for me, maybe I don't work in a in a Chinese sewing factory, but I do pharmacy, and it's not equivalent, right? But it's like really sort of embracing the hustle as a means to end, to live free. And I just feel like you know our journeys are very different, me and my grandma, but in general, the journey's very similar. It's going from a place where you're not really happy and you feel trapped, and really like going to a place of, I guess, freedom, living on your own terms. So yeah, I know that was a long ass story, but that's the story of like, that's what I came up with this weekend. I don't know why I told. Oh yeah, because all my content was everywhere, dude. But yeah, it felt really good, man. Like kind of getting closer, figuring that out. You know, when we gonna see that Refugee Hustle merch? You know what's really funny about the Refugee Hustle merch? I actually talked to someone about doing merch, and I'm not very good with design. That's not my forte. but I kind of got someone. I might throw something on Teespring. If you guys like it, I'll actively promote it and do a music video. Like, buy that merch, buy that merch. Logan Paul, double dab. Oh shit. Yeah, I would totally buy a Refugee Hustle shirt. What percent done is your product? My product is about, well, it's about 50, not even 50%, almost 60 to 70% done with the script. I still have to shoot it, but that's why I'm actually also going back to LA so I can shoot it in the home refugee house. So yeah, man, it's really coming along. I'm actually having a lot of fun. Like the other day, I was giving a Pokemon analogy and all this sort of stuff. I try to make it as fun, and I like to tell stories to make people understand like the concept I'm trying to give. So I think that's one of the hardest parts is taking a really hard concept and making it digestible for people. So there's probably still a lot of work to be done, but at least the product creation, it's about like 60 to 70% done. So it's not too much more. I did all the hard chapters already, so I'm just probably maybe the next week or two I'll have everything done. Do you work on weekends? Do you regret pharmacy? Oh, so right now I'm not working pharmacy right now. I had some interviews and stuff, but declined it for now. Really want to focus on Refugee Hustle, and then actually once I finish my product, I might go back to work. Depends how it goes, man. It really depends. I like have a coach and stuff who probably will help me with my launch and whatnot. But and if it flops, it flops. It's not the end of the world. There's things I can do after. But you know, but yeah, like I used to work on weekends all the time. It's kind of rough sometimes, like because you want to go out with your friends sometimes, or like there's certain things. Like for me, I always want to stream like a lot earlier. I never really wanted to do 9 p.m. streams on California time, but it was just the way my schedule worked. When I'm rushing back and forth, it just gets very exhausting. You know. Do you regret pharmacy to do something else in the medical field? I honestly like so. If you ask me this at different times in my life, my answer will change. I think in the past I just would have said like no, like pharmacy was a fucking waste of time for me. But the more I think about it, I feel like pharmacy brought me on this path, you know, and even sometimes like even though things might be unrelated. So there's a good story. I forget what's his name, but he's like this famous boxer, and he has really elusive movements, right? His dad made him. You'll hear the story on Joe Rogan too. But his dad made him was like, "Hey, you're not learning how to box first. You're learning. You're gonna learn how to do this Ukrainian folk dance." And he was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you have to do it, and then you're ready to box." So this kid, he does like this Ukrainian folk dance for like X amount of years. I think 4 or 5 years, some crazy amount of time. If you guys know this boxer, you can put it in the chat over here. But anyways, so he's boxing, right? Knocking cats out because he's so elusive. He's like fluid like butter, and like because of this Ukrainian folk dance type of thing. And when I think about my pharmacy journey, right, that's how I think of this Ukrainian folk dance. Like there's certain skills in pharmacy that you have, like you learn what it's like to be under pressure, how to manage people in a like when in a time sensitive manner. There's a lot of people and soft skills and all these skills that you pick up from pharmacy. So it's not like gone. And then I have a lot of good friends who I met in pharmacy school who are just dope as fuck. They're some of my closest friends. Like literally, oh shit, my bad. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like even a lot of my friends right now, they're really dope. They check up on me, they call me. Like my friend Wendy, she was like, "How are you doing this morning?" My friend Manib, he's like, "Hey yo, like what's up? Like call me back, man." So I got a lot of good people in my life, man. I really feel like, going down this route of pharmacy, this was what I was meant to do, at least for now in this stage of my life. And hopefully, for me, I want to move past that, like past just being the pharmacist, you know? That's why my videos aren't all about pharmacy. But I still want to do, oh fuck, I spilled this tea on me. I still want to do like skits and all that sort of stuff. I think it'd be hella fun to do skits. So I want to get that done. I think Lake, when I was talking to Lake maybe a few weeks ago, he was like, "Yeah, you, like what do you think about being an Asian like YouTuber rather than just a pharmacy one?" I was like, maybe, you know, maybe I have the skill to do skits, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think a part of me too is like really intimidated to do skits because like I don't know shit about it. It's kind of nerve wracking. It's something different. But honestly, in general, it's very low risk. I think the way that Anna, oh fuck, I forgot her name. Anna, Anna Akana. The way she does her video, her skits and stuff, I love it. It's like a monologue, like how I'm doing it right now, and then she'll do a skit scene, which is awesome. I think that'd be really cool. But I think like something I really try to steer away from, or like one thing that makes me really uncomfortable is like organizing my thoughts too much. Just because I feel like it takes, when you organize your thoughts like to the T, it takes away from that natural spontaneous energy, you know. And I noticed like when I was trying to use the script or anything like that, it just made everything a lot more difficult, you know. What do you think about working in pharmacy at a hospital? I really can't say because I never really worked at a hospital. I mean, I just did rotations at a hospital, so that's the closest hospital experience I've ever had. But I think like it might be good for some people. Like, don't get me wrong, man. Like, when I talk about pharmacy, I'm just helping other people get like an accurate sense of what pharmacy is like. You know, I don't bash on it. I don't think it's like the worst career in the world because it's not. Right? It's really stable for some people, and I just feel like for me, it's like there's so much more potential, and why let this one like career, like why let this one career path like determine my whole life? You know, I feel like we're just so multi-dimensional people. There's like so many sides to us. You know, like for me, I like MMA, but I also like self-help, and there's another part where I love books, and there's another part where I like ratchet ass hip hop. You know, there's no one's truly one dimensional, you know? So there's just so many sides to me. Why limit myself, you know? At least right now. I've tried the pharmacy gig. At least retail, community wise, like, I don't know if I really want to continue that down this route. But there could be other options like home infusion and other stuff that I would be down to try, you know? But and there's also the side of entrepreneurship that I want to just dive into because there's no better time than now, man. I just feel like right now is the best time. Would you ever add on to your education and do something else in the medical field? Oh man, I think if I were to add something, it would probably be like, and I well, if I want to be more clinical, I would consider doing a PA program. If I want to jump out, maybe like MBA program, uh, or maybe a law degree. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of throwing yourself in a huge amount of debt. But I mean, like I'm still very open to it. I'm very open to doing a residency. Still, I'm very open to doing a lot of different things. You know, like I said, uh, I'd never discount anything. I just tell myself in this moment I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Just like when I said I don't want to buy a house, at least not right now. Like that's truly how I feel. I do not think I want to buy now at this point. In 10 years, 20 years, will I feel the same way when I'm balling with more money? Maybe not, you know? So, yeah, man. Any marketing advice for increasing leadership for my website? I have a video um, game theme satire website. That's kind of my passion product, and I would love any advice. Well, maybe I should do a website review then. I don't know. I'm probably the last person you want to ask. Lake is actually really into marketing and stuff, but um, I think a huge part of any sort of like there's a few frameworks that you can use to like think of your marketing and whatnot. And I think like for my advice, like what what kind of transformation are you taking from people? Like from what like picture like someone before and then picture your website or service or whatever in the middle, in between, and what do you want them to have after, right? Is it to be entertained? What kind of value are you adding? You know, if you're looking for like marketing content and stuff, like check out search terms, SEO. I think like having a tool like TubeBuddy really helps, you know, because you get to see what's trending and stuff. I've been using Ask the Public more. I think it's Ask the Public. Hold on. Let me Google this really quick. Answer the Public. Sorry, Answer the Public. And it gives you a lot of different ideas on like keywords and stuff to target. But man, like I hear a lot of time like target what's trending. Take a look at Google Trends and see what's trending and try to create creative content like that. The only problem with that is like for me, like sometimes like the content that I feel I'm very driven to is very different from what everybody else wants. So I don't know, man. Tell me more about your problems and maybe I can give you a better answer. Hey Kevin, have you ever thought about living off cryptocurrency? At the moment, no. Um, just because with cryptocurrency, one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of trading back and forth is actually the tax laws. Where I was watching, I don't know who I was watching, either Data Dash or Crypto Bud or one of these crypto channels, and they're saying like how um, if you trade like for an altcoin or like if you like, there's a few taxable events, right? So if you trade for an altcoin, if you sell your any sort of crypto, if you sell anything into fiat or cash, um, and there's like a few other taxable events, but once you convert, it's just like you get taxed, and there's some instances where the taxable event is more than your profit, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's true. I never really delved deep into it at all, but that's what I heard. And for me, I just never thought about it. I'm sure you can, but just be prepared to pay a shit ton of taxes. I just feel like with the IRS, they're just like I said before, they're being broad on purpose. You know, they're trying. I feel like they're trying to scare a lot of people jumping into crypto by being very vague about crypto, and it's definitely kind of scared me. It's sort of working. I'm not really big into jumping into altcoins right now. You know, just because you know, unless like it's just so much tracking, and we have tools like Bitcoin.tax and stuff like that, but still, it's a pain in the ass to track every single transaction. Man, um, let's see. What else do I want to talk about? I feel like today's stream is kind of what a sad. Only 9 people today, but it's okay. I think I had more earlier. Let me check my stats really quick. Yeah, I had like 14 at one point, but hey, it is what it is. Might just be a slow Sunday. Um, I'm not sure if I showed you this book last week, but hold on, let me switch to my OBS. Just bought this book too, Healing After Loss, and it's really cool. It's like a daily meditation for working through grief, and it's been like kind of shifting my perspective of death and stuff. At the bottom, like usually there's a quote at the top, right? And then there's like a story that tells. It's kind of the story's kind of kind of like really hippie. But at the bottom, it has like I don't know, not like affirmations, but like words of like advice, which have been really helping me go through this whole lot, like this whole process too. Jacob Medina says, "Hey, finally watched the stream live. What are your thoughts on paramedicine?" I don't know shit about paramedicine. What is paramedicine? I'm gonna Google that shit really quick. Paramedicine. Oh, also in addition to as I'm googling this, I also thought about doing React videos for pharmacy too. So should be pretty interesting. Maybe I'll try one or two, see how it does. If it doesn't hit, then maybe I'll scrap it. But I think it would be pretty damn fun. Zero Credibility says, "Thanks for all the advice. I don't really have a problem or anything. Getting good feedback from sharing on Reddit, but I just wanted your thoughts. Totally feel you about trending content versus making content you're personally passionate about." Well, I think like for I'll get to your question, Jacob, but I think like when it comes to creating content, there's two types of content. Content that is for your viewers, for yourself, like for your inner community. And then there's content. Oh fuck! I spilled this all over me again. And then on there's content that you're trying to get more leads. So for me, like a lot of my traffic comes from my pharmacy videos. So I get a lot of people from like who are interested in pharmacy to my channel. Are all of them going to like my videos? Chances no. Like because I talk a lot about other different subjects, like totally random subjects. And so not all of them will fall in love with my content, but that's okay. They get what they want and then they leave. I'm perfectly okay with that. And that's how I think of my content sometimes. There's content that's for your audience, for you, and then there's content that is trying to get more leads in, and that's where like SEO and all that come into play too. Um, so paramedicine is the totality of roles and responsibilities of individuals trained and credentialed as EMS practitioners. Oh, yeah, I don't really have any thoughts based on them. I mean, they're very important to the medical team, but I have like literally zero thoughts. I think it'd be really cool to do, like just experience wise, to see and have those cool stories in your toolbox. I think that's so important. I think like life experiences like that are so important. So I would like if I were to go back in time, I would probably do that. Let's see. Oh yeah, so also, I recently saw. Did anybody else watch that UFC fight with Andre? Not Soccer Mom, but I can't pronounce his last name. Fuck it. He's the Laotian fighter in the UFC. He just lost, but he fucked up, man. It was so bad. Like literally Sean O'Malley, I think. I think like he got his ankle kicked or something, or definitely broke a bone or something like that. He couldn't get up, but Asian Sensation kept on going in, trying to pound him and stuff. And he should have just backed off because he would have had an auto win. But even though he won that round, he lost majority. He lost the other rounds, so it didn't work out for him. Kind of sad, but I have to say, like for that the Laotian fighter, it's just that he's like right in New Jersey, so it's not New Jersey, Rhode Island, so it's pretty close to me. But it was like I really like his story a lot. Like apparently, he went to Florida and he had like only $17 or $13 in his bank account, and he used it on his son's like to feed his son, and he just had this dream of being a fighter. And it's hard being a fighter because you have to grab multiple jobs, but when you grab multiple jobs, like cuts in your training time, it gets really hard, man. And I think like his story was so inspiring, and he actually lost his son to like I think his first son or something like that, and it really motivated him and like really changed his life. It's really cool. And his dad used to teach him like some sort of Laotian martial art, Muay Lao or something like that. I don't remember, But it was a really cool story. I really suggest that you guys watch it. Um, and I think it's great that we have Asians in the UFC. I think it's important because I think more recently, there's like this, like not this like perception of like Asian males like being weak. Not so much in California, but I think like general American like perception. Asian men aren't desired, wanted, or anything like that. And a lot of Asians, we feel very demasculated. Because everybody like I understand what it's like, growing up in a white community where like I don't know, you get teased a lot. Most people I know outside California have been teased. I've been like teased. I didn't take that bullshit, so I used to get into fights. But most of us have like gone through that shit. And to see like a prominent Asian male figure, maybe he wasn't smart in that fight, right? But to see someone who kicks ass in the UFC in general, like it's really cool to see. Like we have somebody to look up to, who isn't like super nerdy or super educated. We have like a top performing Asian person in the U.S. like popular media. It's really cool. I'm so happy to have someone like that. And to have someone who posts pictures of his wife, his kids, and stuff like that, and like really, he's really deep, man. He's like, I learn so much from these people every day. So it's really dope. Very true. I discovered you through the pharmacy content. Good advice, thanks. Yep. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna close my stream because I'm hella tired. I gotta wake up for the gym tomorrow. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to my Sunday stream. A little slower than usual, but hey, it is what it is, and it is what it is, and I love it, man. But anyways, guys, stay hustling. I'm gonna release another article this week, and I think it's about my favorite books. It's gonna be, I think, maybe a cornerstone of Refugee Hustle. I haven't decided yet, but hopefully you guys enjoy it, and can't wait to see you guys next week or tomorrow. If you wake up early, I'll do a AM stream coffee talk. Maybe I'll just do a few more, but I like so far I'm not getting like super good results from the stream, so I'll have to see. But yeah, guys, take care. Love you guys. Stay hustling, and I'll see you guys next time. And the real reason why I'm quitting or shutting down the stream is because I gotta take a shit. So, anyways, guys, peace to Coles. Bye.